ego is your ultimate killer in renovation and development. There is a term that we use, it's called gold plating. The property has an appetite to absorb only 2 million dirham worth of renovation, but you spend 3 million. The delta between 2 to 3 is gold plating. I am spending that money, but I'm not going to get return on that because it was never required.
Today, I've got a friend with me who is also a real estate agent, plus a owner of a company, plus he's a partner in one construction company. So that's why I have invited him to get some more experience, more knowledge about the construction work. So thank you, Mr. Saliq, for coming.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
And the combination which you have, being a real estate agent, being an engineer, which is very rare in this real estate market. So I want you to explain yourself, your experience, so that it would be easier for the audience to understand.
Thank you very much for inviting me. By profession, I'm an engineer. I completed my college in 2013.
Okay.
And immediately after that, I came to Dubai. And I started my work in a construction company who used to build bespoke luxury villas for local families.
Okay.
You can say I was lucky. And the minimum villa we used to build was 20,000 square feet plus. And
what areas?
Khawanij, Mizhar, Mirdif. These are not the Shiba.
Okay.
These are predominantly local GCC areas. And in 2017 onwards, I decided to come to real estate into the brokerage model. And when I came, and I remember I went to Arabian Ranches, we sold a villa in Almara. I still remember that.
Okay.
It was like 4,000 square foot somewhere. And my mentor and my colleague, he said to me that today we're going to see a very big villa.
Huge one.
Huge villa. And when I went and I saw 4,000, I said, that's it? Is there any more left? Or
you thought it was a townhouse, not a villa.
So that was my experience and exposure. So I was in construction until 2017 end.
Okay.
And I have been part of bespoke villa construction. And the biggest project that I was a part during that period was the RFP and RFQ of a data center with Etisalat and Huawei. The project was 4.5 billion.
Okay.
So it gave me a very good understanding of construction. But then I decided to come to the brokerage model. Why I decided, that's a different part of it.
Yeah, we'll discuss.
That's like a personal journey.
Okay.
But I decided, and since then I am into real estate. I used to work for a British company for like 5 years. And after working with them, I decided to open my own real estate company. And now I'm working as a real estate broker. And my niche business model is where I work with, apart from being a broker, like a day-to-day broker thing, my business model is I work with investors who want to buy, renovate, and resell, and investors who want to buy plots and develop and resell, not on a mass level, on a boutique level.
Yeah, we'll discuss about that because you guys actively know that I work very active in Arabian HC3. So these people, they have bought one villa.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know, because you have bought a 4-bedroom standalone villa in the Caya cluster.
True.
But now you are turning it into a 5-bedroom. So what's the logic behind? I mean, from the location perspective, is one of the best.
True.
But what's the logic behind that turning 4-bedroom into a 5-bedroom? And what changes you guys are doing to make it more practical and to increase the value of the villa?
Well, rather than talking about the specific one, I'll give you the methodology, like the psychological approach to that model. The psychological approach to that model is that once we study the macro fundamentals of any community, whether it is Arabian Ranches or Meadows or District 1 or anywhere, we try to find the layouts that has the maximum problems to solve.
Okay.
Because in renovation model, the capital or the appreciation is in creating value and solving those existing problems.
True.
When developers deliver those typical layouts, developers, they do mass visibility and then see where it's pretty much sits on the sweet spot, and then they build everything like that. But when we do the renovation, we see that, okay, let's say I bought a type A or any type.
Yeah.
I study the floor plan with 2 models based on the experience. I see that how much problems are in this floor plan from an end user living experience perspective, and how many problems I can solve.
If you're using the words problems, then it's creating a problem.
Yeah, I mean problem. Okay, so let me define the word problem in layout perspective. Let's say that you have a villa, you're targeting the audience, but it is only offering an open plan kitchen. no closed kitchen. Or a villa has no ground floor, no elevator, no ground floor bedroom and no elevator. It means it has a problem. It cannot target that audience where someone needs a bedroom on the ground floor for their parents.
Elderly families,
and no elevator. You see? This is what I define as a problem in a villa.
Okay.
And then we solve those problems based on the end user's avatar.
Perspective,
Yes. And this is how we create value. So when we bought the Raya villa, in fact, last year we bought actually two, both in Emaar communities. This was our approach. We went in, we saw the villa, we look at the macro fundamentals, but then we define how many problems we can solve in that layout.
Okay, so what are you, because it's a typical 4-bedroom, all the 4 bedrooms are almost same internal area. There's a difference in the balconies and the rooftop area. True. Or in the plot sizes as well.
True.
So now how are you turning the kitchen or where are you adding the additional bedroom, and what kind of extensions are you guys doing?
So again, if we want to be specific about that layout, what we have done is that we have bought extra GFA from the developer. We paid for that per square feet. And if I'm sure you know the floor plan better than me since you specialize in, there was a pocket on the ground floor near the living room. I like 3 meter of 3.5 by 3.5 meter. So we covered that pocket. On the ground floor, we made it a part of the living room. And on the first floor, we made it a part of the master walk-in closet.
Okay. Yes.
So when you say that what we do in a villa, again, I will try to stick to psychology because psychology is more important. Because if you know the framework, you can apply it anywhere. What kind of renovations and upgrades give more value to the end user and make a better living experience? Better kitchen?
Yes.
Living room? The moment you enter, wow, because these are the places you spend time. Your garden, your softscape, hardscape.
Absolutely.
And most importantly, your master bedroom. Master bedroom, master bathroom, and the walk-in closet. These are the things that add the maximum value to any property. And when you are upgrading it, if you understand that you can add maximum value to these 4 or 5 parts of the villa, I think you have done the best job.
Good job.
Now, when you do the finishing is abstract. I can spend so much money on finishing. But I need to understand how mechanically I can add value to these 4 or 5 things in the villa, and it will for sure elevate the value of it.
Because in Caya, if we talk about Caya, because people, those who are coming, for some nationalities, the closed kitchen is okay.
True.
But for majority of the nationalities, they are saying, okay, can we make it semi-closed or open plan kitchen layout? And the pocket which you are talking about, people say that how can we use that pocket?
True.
And people do not know. For example, some people are okay to say, okay, we want to extend it, we want to renovate it, but they do not know about the process.
True.
So we'll go step by step, okay? The process, how much Emaar or the master developer is charging, what permissions do you need from the Dubai Municipality, okay, in terms of the pool or some other upgrades. So let's say, you have got the project, you have approved the drawings, client is okay, what are the next steps?
Okay, so do you want me to be specific or you want me to be generic? Because when I say generic, is in Dubai we have quite a few regulatory bodies.
Okay.
And every regulatory body has a slightly tweaking process, but on a holistic level, it stays the same.
Okay.
So I will be generic because when I say generic, why I would say that? Arabian Ranches is under Emaar and DDA.
Okay.
Jumeirah Island and Palm is under Tarakhis.
Okay.
And Dubai Municipality.
Okay.
So Tarakhis and DD are 2 different regulatory bodies. So I just will stay holistic in this way. So if someone who is listening, he will know the process and it will apply pretty much to all the regulatory bodies. The first step is that when we do a renovation, so assume that you are the client and I'm the contractor. Okay. Rather than I am the renovation company and this is my villa. No, I'm the contractor. You are inviting me to do that. I define it in a very clear steps is that the first thing is you need to define your scope. A lot of people that I have seen in my 14 years of experience is that it is very rare that they know exactly what they want. And this is the biggest challenge that they have. So my suggestion to any client is, number one, define your scope to the maximum possible capacity, that what you want to do. You want to extend, you want to add a bedroom, you want to do the kitchen, etc. Whatever it is, just mention it. Then invite the contractors.
Okay.
And in hiring contractor, I have a very specific framework again.
What is that?
And that framework, again, it's a multi-step, but on a holistic level is when you invite a contractor, how that person is engaging with you as a client. Like my habit is that if I go to see a client, I always will have a diary with me and I will note down whatever he wants. And that active listening and active jotting down makes a difference, that the client believes that this guy is listening to me. And that's one part of it. Number two, is the contractor able to give me experience and track record in this community and this regulator?
Absolutely, because this is the problem. Because
Yeah.
nowadays, just like real estate agents, there are so many contractors in the market.
True.
And just to get the work, they would say, okay, yes, we can do that. But they do not know about the approvals, permissions. Checklist. They do not have anything.
So I have a checklist, actually. I mention it a lot on my content, is how he deals with you. On the first meeting, is he noting down, his active listener? Number two, has he given you a track record not in Dubai,
but in
that community and with that developer and regulator? That's very important. And number three, how he's giving you the quotation.
Okay.
Quotation must be itemized.
For example?
Okay. So if I'm doing a renovation, I just completed a renovation in Dubai Hills Estate.
Okay.
And the scope was like 2.5 million. Now I can go listen to the requirement of the client and say, 2 million. This is what we call lump sum.
Okay.
But a good contractor will give you an itemized quotation with the quantity, with the quality mentioned in the quotation, and the price of each step and the price of each item. That tells you, number one, that the contractor is professional, and number two, that he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, they know all the steps.
Three.
Yeah.
Fourth, this I apply when I do new development. I rarely apply to renovation, but because we're doing 2 villas in the Shiba and the volume is more than 100 million. So we apply it when we go to that level, where I try to look at the financial statement of the contractor. That is a part of our pre-qualification process. But because we're dealing on a $10 million plus scope, we need to see his financial capacity, because I don't want to hire a contractor who does not have the money to finance his company and is relying on my money to run his company. I'm in trouble. So that part is subjective to the volume or the scope of the project, but these are the minimum things you need to see. So define the scope, hire the right contractor, call the contractor, and after that, once you shortlisted any contractor, pay some money to the contractor and let him do the concept.
Okay.
Don't sign the quotation yet, because once he'll do the concept can vary from your idea. Okay, I'll make it more simple. I want to do everything in my villa, but not allowed. So the contractor who knows the business, he will come back with the concept and tell you that, listen, what you imagine is incredible. It's not possible. This is what is possible based on your idea. Once you approve that concept, then you ask him to give me the quotation, which is a revised quotation based on that approved concept. After the revised quotation, are you following me until here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Define the scope, hire the contractor, do the concept drawing. The next part is revise the quotation. Now you have to appoint the contractor to do the detailed drawing and submit for approvals.
Okay.
Until here, clear?
Absolutely.
And to submit the drawings, you need to have the as-built drawings.
Okay.
If you know that when we take handover from Emaar specifically, they give us a USB. That USB is like your Bible. It's like Villa's Bible.
Okay.
It has all the as-built drawings. It has the warranties. It has the contact for all the suppliers. Because sometimes when we do work in a villa, like the paint on the wall, it's a specific barcode.
Yeah.
If you give me the barcode, easy for me. Else I need to take the sample, go scan it, get the paint. So it takes time. As-built drawings, it makes the detailed drawings, and then the contractor submits. The first step is to submit to the developer.
To the developer.
So in our case, we submit to Emaar. Emaar. It could be to Maidan, could be to Nakhil, could be to Dubai Holding has a subsidiary, Damak, any developer. Okay. After the developer approves, now in our case, Emaar, we were buying extra GFA. We need to cover more area.
So we'll discuss that in detail, because, for example, it's a basic understanding that, for example, if the plot size is 5,000 square feet and the built-up is 4,000 square feet, so as per our understanding that you are allowed to extend as per the 10% of the built-up area.
True.
Which is around 400 square feet.
True.
But you are saying that in our earlier conversation that it's based on the exact GFA. It's not, sometimes it can be less, it can be more, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then 10% of the built-up area, then how are you allowed to buy more than that? And how much does it cost per square feet?
Okay, so I think we will deviate from the conversation. First, let me finish that part, and then we'll come back to this. I'll answer it specifically. When you submit to the developer, we get the approval.
Yeah.
The next part is to submit to Dubai Municipality or the regulator.
Okay.
So in Emaar case, is DDA. Dubai Development Authority. If I'm doing in District 1, it's Dubai Municipality, different regulator. So after the developer approval, go to the regulatory body. After the regulatory body, they issue you a building permit. That is an official permission to work, but does not mean you can start.
Okay.
Why? Because in a community, you need community's permission as well to access. So the last part is that based on that building permit and approved drawings, you submit to community and community will give you the access pass.
So the community management.
Which is in case ECM or Dubai Community Management, whatever is it, they give you the short or long-term pass based on the scope. Now you can start the work. You complete the work, you submit for inspection, inspector comes in, they issue you the completion certificate. Official completion certificate means now the project is officially closed. And all the revised drawings are now in the system with Dubai Municipality, with the community management, and also with the developer.
So now
that's the process.
You can hand over the villa to
the owner. Now you have your upgrades and your extension or anything you have done is officially compliant.
Okay.
If you sell tomorrow, no one can come and tell you that, oh, this is illegal if you have not done any modification, because the drawings in the system and the villa on the site are identical. That's the whole process in one line.
Okay.
Yeah. So now answering your question, which is the extension is not based on built-up area. It's based on gross floor area. These are two different terminologies. Agents are more familiar with built-up area because that's based on what we sell. But gross floor area in our country, it's referred to carpet area. Over here, it is referred to an area which is the area we have air condition in.
Achha, okay.
Air conditioned area or a carpet area is internal area we use. But here we use to refer as air conditioned area. So we can take 10% of the gross floor area. And gross floor area is calculated by the plot size.
Okay, explain this.
I will explain it. Assume that a villa has a 5,000 square feet plot. And the gross floor area is 4,000 square foot. Not built up area. Gross floor will always be less than built up. Built up includes balconies, garage, outdoor area, terrace as well. But gross floor is what I said, air conditioned area, carpet area. 5,000 square feet plot, 4,000 square foot GFA. Now, you can only extend 10% of the GFA, not the BUA. BUA could be 4,500. Now, it is an interesting tweak in it, bit technical. Let's say that you have the same layout, which is 4,000 GFA on a plot which is 6,000 square feet. Which means now you can get more than 10% because your plot is bigger. And GFA is calculated based on the plot. Okay. So if you ever go to DDA GIS system, you download any affection plan, you would see the size of the plot and the GFA. GFA could be 80% of the plot size, could be 90% of the plot size, sometimes could be 100%. Like in Damac Hills, it is also under DDA. The plots they are selling with 100% GFA. If my plot is 10,000 square foot, my GFA is 10,000 square foot. But in other locations where Emaar is selling, it's not 100%. It could be 90% of the plot. Maximum. See, understood the difference? That is the difference when it comes to extension. GFA is the number, not the built-up area.
Yeah, because we have been telling,
built-up area.
So, I mean, because I want to know more about that Caya villa as well. So, again, what changes are you guys doing in the villa? In the villa, from the first floor, second floor, and if you guys are doing anything on the second floor as well.
We will just keep the terrace. We actually tried to get an approval to cover it. We could not because we're going beyond the GFA. What we have done is we closed that pocket, and we had been negotiating on that pocket for like 2 months because my idea was to put a kitchen in that pocket and break the kitchen and make it a part of a living room because it will create a better living experience. But the problem was that the pocket was not big enough to create a good living kitchen for this size of villa. So we had to compromise on that. So we put that pocket in the part of the living area. But what we did is that we broke the whole area behind the kitchen, which is for the services, maid's room, laundry. Because we found there was so much wasted space and we can utilize that space to create more utility.
So the bigger guest room?
No, the guest room is on this side. One which is behind the kitchen. If you see behind the kitchen, you have a corridor, the laundry room and the maid's room and the maid's bathroom. So we try to squeeze them to the maximum utility purpose. Like, okay, I can live in it. And then we took that part into the kitchen and pushed the kitchen little bit back to make the living room bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what we did in the ground floor. Guest is as it is. We'll just do the finishing, etc. We did the ceiling, the flooring, the bathroom, changed the stairs. On the first floor, again, we had an argument. When I say argument, it means
discussion.
My friends are thinking from contractor perspective. I'm thinking from end user broker perspective. On first floor, when we took the pocket on the first floor, we made the walk-in closet.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we could not get enough GFA to close the whole terrace with the master bedroom. We wanted to do that, but we could only get half of it.
Okay.
Makes sense. But what happened is that few days ago, Emaar actually has revised the regulation where they are charging 2,000 dirham per square foot, or I believe 3,000. I actually received the updated email.
Okay.
And they said that until 10%, you pay 1,000 per square feet.
Okay.
If you want to go beyond 10%, you can buy that.
How much?
But 2,000 or 3,000 per square feet. Give me a second. I think I have this email. I will give you the exact number.
Take your time because I want the exact correct number.
All right, here is it. 0 to Emaar, new GFA rates for villas in relation to GFA increase will as follow.
Okay.
This is like a week ago. 0 to 10% is 1,000 dirham per square feet. 10 to 20% is 3,000 dirham per square foot.
Okay.
Subject to management approval.
Okay.
20 to 30%, 6,000 dirham per square foot, subject
Approval.
to management approval. And anything above 30% is again 6,000 dirham per square feet, and it is subject to approval. Next one, new GFA rate for a townhouse in relation to GFA increase will be 1,000 per square feet.
Okay.
For a townhouse, because townhouse is a joint property among owners. So these are the regulations. So now when this came, we are trying to cover that whole terrace, buy extra that, because I know even if I'll buy for 2,000 or 3,000 per square foot, I can still create more value.
More value.
Yeah. So we are making a large walk-in closet. We're redoing the master bathroom. And the 2 bedrooms which are Jack and Jill, they're still there. We actually haggled on the family sitting on the first floor. I wanted to add a bedroom and a bathroom.
In the family room?
In the family room.
Okay.
Because we had the space there. And initially, my friend, he wanted to keep it open. But I wanted to add a bedroom there because I felt that a bedroom... So he wanted to add a study without a bathroom. And I wanted him to put a bedroom with a bathroom. Okay. In that case, we will have... Upstairs, we'll have 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. And ground floor will have a bedroom and a bathroom.
2 bathrooms.
Which means now it is a fully 5-bedroom villa. So this is where we negotiated, and subsequently they agreed with me. I hope it will sell. And they agreed with me and we added that bedroom. It is a very generous sized bedroom with an ensuite bathroom. The only thing that we needed to get was, because we have to change the windows on the side, we needed to get the NOC from the neighbor, because I cannot change the neighboring side windows without the approval from the neighbor.
Okay.
So the neighbor lad was a Syrian guy, good lad. We spoke to him and he gave us the NOC. We were able to do that.
Okay, so because we're going to go and have a look at that villa as well.
Yeah.
So when are you planning? I mean, when do you think it will be
ready? We were supposed to hand over a bit early, but after the conflict, we wanted to delay it a little bit. It is still ongoing, and I believe we will be done by September.
And hopefully. What changes are you making in the garden?
Completely redone. Softscape, landscape, swimming pool. We have not jacuzzi, barbecue area and all that.
So I mean, because some people ask, adding, because if you're buying from the investor perspective, because you are buying and then you want to resell it after making changes, how much the value it adds when you are making a pool, and depending what side of pool, pergola, landscaping.
Look, I think an individual pool can add almost 500,000 dirham, but again, I'm being very generic. It can be the size, the pool, the plot, etc. But I think pool, because building a pool is like 150 to 200,000 dirhams.
Okay.
And it does not need too much unnecessary approval. It's pretty simple process. Only the aggravation of 2, 3 or 5 months of work, whatever it is. But I think pool can minimum add 500,000 to 700,000 of value into a property.
Okay.
Because it's not only the tangible value, it's the intangible value that you have invested in terms of your time, hassle, and managing that contractor and all that.
Yeah, because we haven't seen many pools right now in whether it's in Caya cluster or in the Alisab cluster, the typical standalone villas cluster. And are you doing any changes in the other townhouse which you have?
In Raya? No, I think we had initial plan
Okay.
to do the landscape and rent it out. But then after this situation, we decided to liquidate that.
Okay, because especially in the townhouses, not in the new clusters, in the older clusters, because the sizes are very small, especially for the 3-bedroom townhouses. So I've done so many viewings recently. The viewings have increased a lot. The inquiries have increased a lot. But people have one question because the size, the built-up area is quite small.
True.
Because they want to add what kind of upgrades can we do. But have you seen any?
Look, I'll be very honest with you. Don't judge me. I don't do townhouses.
I'm
And there's a
judging
reason.
Okay.
There's a reason in it. It's not us being cocky or being like arrogant, because we are a business model, and a business model must be feasible model, else it does not make sense to us financially and the hassle with. The problem with the townhouse is that we look at the client avatar. Who is my client avatar? Who is going to buy? We call it ICP, ideal client persona, who is going to buy my ready product. And when I decide a villa, it's not me, of course I learned from people, experienced people. I try to target that person who in his psychology is willing to trade money to buy time. Make sense?
Absolutely.
I only want that client. Because if I will go into that segment, what will happen is that client will come and tell me, oh, you put 10 bricks, one brick is 1 dirham, it's 10 dirham, one guy will take 50 dirham, so it is 70 dirham. Why are you asking me to pay you 1,000 dirham? Makes sense. I just took a very generic example. I don't want that segment of villas or segment of real estate. If you take an example of Jumeirah Island, I think Jumeirah Island and Palm are incredible communities. Even Emirates Hills, even District 1.
Emirates Hills, Al Barari, some
District
segments
1.
in the Dubai Hills Estate, District 1.
The client is so happy to pay you money to save time. And I want that client. I don't want a client who comes and tells me 10 bricks, 10 dirhams. No. So unfortunately, not
This is not good because this is a
ideal client avatar.
this is a huge segment because people are struggling. They love the communities. All the Emaar communities and other communities, whether it's again Jumeirah Island. This is a completely different segment.
Yeah.
There's no point of discussing that. But people want, because I have seen some people have done some real good changes in the valley community because the sizes are similar. But the way they have done 3 and 4 bedroom townhouses, it looks very practical now. And the layouts becomes very practical and it's very livable now.
No, don't judge me. We do as a contractor.
Okay.
You hire me, you pay me, I'll do it. But will
But
I do
dealing-
it as a business model? I will not do it. And you have a townhouse, all day long, I'll come and I'll work for you. No problem. But I will not buy that to upgrade it and resell for a profit unless I see a healthy margin. And the margin I try to work on is if it is less than 25%, I don't go into it.
Okay.
Because it does not worth the effort and the aggravation and going all through that hassle and the opportunity cost.
So, let's say if you have to buy something for your personal use, which community you're going to choose? And you will want to make your own because it depends on the community. In some communities, you can buy a plot. Very few communities. But let's say if you have to buy a plot or maybe a ready ones,
Okay.
which community you're going to choose? How many bedrooms? And what changes you're going to make?
Okay, so now you have not put the constraint of budget. So I'm going to be very
Generous.
I think I'll stick to District 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stick to District 1. Ideally, the upcoming District 1 West. It's incredible community and I've been able to go inside. Incredible product.
You haven't been?
Have been.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not acknowledging it, but it's an incredible product. Incredible product. From a developer perspective, I'm not talking from a bespoke perspective. From a developer mass build, incredible product. I'm sure all of them will be very happy to see it.
The developer is good. The location is good. The sizes that developer provides is good. So I'm sure we have seen huge appreciation.
But what I love about District 1 West is it has so bad layouts, and I love it.
So you have used words like problems in the layout.
Yeah. So I love it.
Bad layouts.
Yeah. Being like a greedy contractor, I love those problems in layouts because I'm going to solve so much of them. So there are too many problems in the layouts from living perspective.
Yeah. From the District 1 perspective, we're going to do another podcast.
But layouts, challenge, problem in the layout. And again, look, when I use the word problem, take it in a positive manner, because when I say problem, it means problem mean opportunity.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Problem mean opportunity. I will go it, I'll solve the problem, and I will capitalize on that. And it's an opportunity.
Yeah, because in communities like, again, District 1 or the good communities, Arabian Nights 1 or 2 or 3, because most of the, especially in Arabian Nights, most of the townhouses or the villas, they are exactly the same.
True.
So if you buy one unit and make changes, practical changes, which adds value, so it always, people love the community.
True.
Some people might have the problems with the layout, but they are okay with that.
True.
But if you provide a good solution to their problems,
True,
then it increases the value of the...
I think you're going to agree with me on one thing. Let's take an example to your backyard, Dubai Hills. Golf place, Palm Hills, Majestic Vista, Hills View, Hills Groove. These are high segment properties. 90% of these owners, end users, not investors, when they will move in, they will do changes.
Yes.
90%. And we have done 35 projects in this Dubai Hills. 35 projects. In fact, right now in Palm Hills, we have 12 active projects at one point.
Okay.
12 active projects. When we target this segment as a contractor, you see that anything beyond 10-15 million dirham as an end user product in a villa, whenever the end user or the homeowner will come to live in, he's going to customize it. He's going to solve these problems. And I'm sure developers know this as well.
Yeah, that's why they provide so much of space.
True. Possibility.
Yeah.
Because most of these people, when the homeowners, they're going to stay in it for 10, 15 years, 20 years, almost a generation. So they will customize and bespoke that villa to their requirement.
Yes.
And it is obvious, it will happen in District 1 West, it will happen in the Shiba Garden, it will happen in the Acres, it will happen in the Oasis, any new community, it will happen on the Palm Jabal Ali, anything in that scale, 90% of homeowners will modify the villas, will renovate them.
I mean, you have answered most of the questions, but there are other questions as well, because almost daily I'm meeting clients, and again in Arabian IC3 mostly. So they ask questions like, can we do this change? Can we do that change? But there are certain things which the developers or the developers will not allow. So
True.
What are those things which cannot be done, whether in the extension, in the colors or upgrades? What are things which are not allowed?
Look, again, as I said...
Again, we talk about from the Emaar
community's perspective. Okay. You cannot change major in the facade because the developer, they want to keep that uniform and unanimous feel of the community. And if you recall the earlier part of the conversation when I said you hire the contractor, you first define the scope and then see what is possible. I think when you hire the good contractor, he will essentially tell you, because when I own a villa, I believe that I can do whatever I want, but a good contractor will guide you. But predominantly, you cannot change the facade, you cannot change the color, different unique color, and also what else you cannot change? Because we have not tried anything. We have tried like getting approval for facade change, not allowed until or unless the property is. I give an example, not Emaar, another developer example, but I think it was very relatable. Until there is a problem in the villa or the structure. Okay. So let me give you a true example. Recently happened with one of my clients. I will not take the name of the developer. In one of the developers' community, the villas are almost 15 years old.
Okay.
And I have been in touch with this owner for the last 6 years. And I sold quite a bit of villas in that cluster, and he knew me. And he also knew me because I sold and I renovated 2 of them.
Okay.
And what he did is that he applied for extension. Now that community comes with standard 2-bedroom villas from the developer, 2,690 square foot. Now I know you know, but I'll still not take the name. And he wanted to extend the room on the garage to make it a 3-bedroom. And also that villa allows you to extend the setback. And we'll talk about that setback story as well. Once he applied to the developer approved it.
Okay.
The framework, you remember?
Yeah.
Went to the regulator. the regulator rejected the application. Sorry, the regulator approved it,
The-
but before he started the work, the regulator came back to him and rejected his application.
Okay.
And they told him that we want to do the strength or the load bearing test of your foundation.
Very important.
And they said that because we found out that in the community, some people submitted for extension, and when we did the strength or the load bearing test, we found out that the structure was failing. Which means that if you need to build the room, after we check, if it fails, you have to give the structure reinforcement before you build the room.
I'll cut you in this one because there is one community in Dubai right now where the residents, they have got the letters from the community management and from the government authorities.
Regulatory?
Yeah, because they want to do checks in selected apartments,
Yes.
selected buildings where
Yeah.
they will going to see some people, some residents have been asked to move,
Vacate, yeah.
vacate, and some will have to just show the apartment.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that has created some sort of
True. Panic.
panic in
Yeah.
the community.
So when the regulator came and did the strength test of the foundation failed.
Okay.
When I say failed, it is not failed.
Yeah.
Failed means that it cannot take the extra load.
Okay.
So then he had to add the supporting structure on the garage before building the room on the first floor. His
Okay.
cost went up like 400,000 dirhams for doing that. So, but once he'll do that, his elevation and the facade will change. That is allowed
Okay.
on that exceptional case. So again, it's very subject from person, but generic rules are no color change, no facade change for the newer communities coming in. But I believe that with the passage of time, older communities will get that sort of relaxation because the facade will get dated, the finishing will get dated. Of course, you have to come up with a better quality product and a better finishing. So maybe they will allow subsequently.
Yeah, I mean, it
On
has.
the palm.
Yeah.
On the palm, like garden home, you can renovate it and you can completely revitalize the whole property.
Yeah, and one more thing, because I mean, sometimes as a contractor, the contractors are new, and as a owner of any villa, I would say, okay, I want this, but for example, that could be very costly, but it might not be adding that much of value. So, do you think there are certain things which could be very costly, but they do not add any value, but it could be good for the contractor, but it cannot be good for the
Anything
end
is good
user?
for me.
Huh.
Look, anything is good for me. The more money you spend, the more I'm happy.
Yeah.
But I actually did a reel, and surprisingly, that reel was outlier for my account. I'm not an influencer.
Okay.
But I mentioned in that reel that ego is your ultimate killer in renovation and development.
Okay.
And I believe that is your answer. A lot of time when people they start to develop or renovate, they bring their ego and they over personalize the property by spending. So there is a term that we use, it's called gold plating.
Okay.
We use the term is that imagine that the property has an appetite to absorb only 2 million dirham worth of renovation. That's the appetite of the property. But you spend 3 million.
Yeah.
That the delta between 2 to 3 is gold plating. I am spending that money, but I'm not going to get return on that because it was never required.
Yeah.
So when we do renovation, especially for the model for any client, we tell the client that, look, this is the appetite of the property. I'm going to give you a very true example for a very recent villa we did in Dubai Hills. 3,450 square feet, 4-bedroom semi-detached villa. I'm sure you know the cluster.
But we can take the name of the cluster.
Golf Groove.
Okay.
How much do you think one can spend on that 4-bedroom property?
I mean, if we're taking that example, 2 to 3 million, I don't think so.
2.5 million dirhams.
Okay.
2.5 million dirham. And if we take on per square feet, I think if I divide it, I'm not major in mathematics, but how much it will become like if I take 2.5 million dirham, and that's a built villa, I divide it by 3,450, it's 724 dirhams per square foot. I'm building a villa in Nader Shiba, bespoke, for 850 dirhams per square feet, brand new. See the difference?
Yeah.
And
this is already a ready one.
a ready property. There is no limit. Sky's the limit. But the owner is not building to sell. The owner is building for himself
Personal
to
use.
live in. So in that case, the ROI is the experience.
Yeah.
ROI is not in form of tangible money. It's experience. There is no limit. But when someone is coming to build to sell model, we try to limit them. We try to control them. But if it is a homeowner, why am I supposed to control him?
Yeah, whatever he wants, what
Yeah.
she wants.
Yes.
One thing I want people to understand or people to know about something which you did. I know it, but I want to know from your words that what has been your achievement as a broker and as a contractor, how this experience helped you in selling something which you are proud of.
I think the most recent one, there are quite a bit, but I think the most recent one stood out because the buyer who did transaction with me, he said that.
Okay.
So it stood out, and I remember it. I sold bulk deal of land plots, villa plots to build and resell to a real estate company owner here in Dubai with more than 50 agents in his company.
Okay.
And I asked him, I said, why did you decide to buy through me, not through those 50? And his answer was actually incredible, and I'm actually proud of it. He said that first, the value that you provide me, I could not get this value from anyone else, period.
Okay.
And the second thing is that he said that you are the only agent I found, I have been looking for plots for ages, that who actually stopped me from doing certain things.
Okay.
I said, when I go to other agents and I tell them, whatever I tell them, they said, okay, it's good, it's good. But he said, you are the one who sat with me, told me, listen, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is potentially possible. And we worked on for like 3 months. We're working now, we're developing villas. I'm with him now from end-to-end model. I sourced the land. I'm in the design process now, in the approval process now. In fact, we went through 3 renovations in the concept drawing.
Okay.
Because when the consultant came in, I was appointing the consultant. We was appointing all that thing I did with him. When the consultant came in and he understood the difference, the consultant has never ever sold a villa in their life.
Yeah.
They don't even know how to do that. So when they come in, they're like me as a contractor, Mr. Owner, spend as much as you can. But once they started doing the design, and we used to run the simulation as a homeowner with the living experience, we did like 3 or 4 renovations, and he was extremely happy. He's not paying me, by the way, for that. I'm just doing it because he's him as my client.
So you are doing as a welfare worker?
No, as a partner.
Okay.
I'm his partner. So I've sold the land. I will help in developing the villa. I will resell it.
Okay.
So I'm like end-to-end partner. But in some models, I also partner with them.
Okay.
So I supervise the construction. Some people, they don't have the knowledge. They have the money, but they don't have the knowledge and experience to supervise it. So then when I come in, I come with 2-3 business models or 2-3 engagement models. I think that's the right word.
So that's why I was telling you,
Yeah.
if I'm portraying you as a contractor,
Yeah.
so that's really a good thing, because things changed after COVID in Dubai, right?
True.
Because there have been few communities like Arabian, which is 1 and 2, Dubai Hills Estate, or the Villa community, or Jumeirah Islands, because people started making changes in the Palm Jumeirah as well.
Yeah.
So agents who had got that much of experience, technical expertise, or what changes you can do, so those experience really helped, really added value with the client.
I think it's invaluable.
So this is a kind of a good thing.
No, I'm actually proud of it, and I'm very grateful. And as Steve Jobs says, that you can only connect the dots backward. If I look back, I think I hated my time in a construction company. I used to live in a labor camp, and I think I hated every single day.
But now it's paying you off.
It's paying me off, and I was being curious. I'm a curious George. And even in that time, I used to go to a friend of mine. If you know, on Sheikh Zayed Road in Greens, there is a building, Onyx.
Yeah, Onyx
by
Tower.
Shrakia. That building was being built that time. And my friend was the project manager there.
Okay.
So I was begging him, because I was not working on that scale project. I was begging, please, can you just bring me to show me? Because building a 40,000 square feet villa and building a 1.5 or 2 million square feet building, it's a different animal. And I was so lucky, and he was so generous, that every weekend he used to tell me, come to the site, and he used to take me with him and show me the whole building as a project manager. So I was lucky enough to get the holistic exposure, not only being as an engineer of electrical or mechanical, even as a civil work. So this, I think, has given me such a amazing exposure. I'm very proud of that now.
Yeah. So again, so it's perfectly all right, combining you with the real estate agent experience and the contractor. So things have changed since 28th of Feb. So you are in the market for last many years. I'm also in the market for last many years. What I see is, again, not from the agent's perspective. If I have to buy, I will buy right now. I will go for a good communities. I'll go for the right project, right product, because I believe that it's a good time to buy.
True.
Okay. So what do you think personally?
Good from buying perspective.
I mean,
as an
from
individual?
the personal use perspective, from the investment perspective as well.
I think I'll invest. So my family does not live here. My family lives in the UK.
Hmm.
And last year I went to buy a home for them. And when I went there, saw the process, I changed my mind. Really. Because it is so difficult to buy. In fact, one of my friend has recently just bought a home, and he bought the home in one of the most posh neighborhoods. It took him 13 months.
13 months.
13, 1-3.
1-3.
And it was an exaggerated case for him inside, but I think that in fact, in first case, one of his deal could not go through. We did whole process. I flew twice to UK to shortlist the property for him. And first case, we are about to exchange the contracts, and the seller said, I changed my mind. And whenever I say exchange the contract, it means that we are transferring the property.
Yeah.
In our language, the seller said, I changed my mind.
And you cannot do anything.
What to do? We lost 10,000 pounds of these unnecessary conveyancing and inspection and all that thing. So I think buying in Dubai is a no-brainer. We have seen what the UAE has done during this conflict. UAE has been very wise when it comes to the regional politics. They have been very balanced, and they have been business oriented. They are welcoming. And the best part of the leadership, I like 2-3 aspects of them. Number one is their adaptability. They're like liquid. They change and they adopt quickly. Like, just look at the COVID.
I mean, the COVID is a prime example.
Example.
Because, I mean, if we take, I mean, we will not take the name of the other countries because they have got so many bureaucratic political
True.
problems.
Unnecessary.
It takes so much of time, so much of energy, and that's why those countries are not developed.
True.
And no matter what we say about Dubai, people come here from all parts of the world.
True.
They love it. I mean, some will say there is no culture, but they do not know where to go in Dubai because there are so many neighborhoods in Dubai.
Yeah.
There are so many things in Dubai which most of the people they have not experienced, which we see only on the Instagram or TikTok, just the other side of Dubai. But there is a culture side of Dubai. I mean, there is greenery, parks, beaches. I mean, if someone is coming to Dubai, they are just seeing the luxury hotels. That is their problem.
But I don't know. I think it's very generic to say there is no culture. No. We have culture. We have history. And where can you find a culture of 200 nationalities mixed together? Show me a country, please.
Yes.
True. You are stick with your culture. We respect that. I have no feeling against it, but we have culture. And the leadership, the best part is that I am an expatriate, but they think about me the same way they think about their nationals, which is what that makes me feel home.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why people come here for few days. They come here on a work visa, and then they spend 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and khalas.
Incredible. I think the living experience that this city gives us, and I would say it has like spoiled us, to be honest with you. When you travel abroad and you see every front, from commute to airlines to airport, the moment you step on Dubai International, you can feel the difference in experience.
I mean, that is the problem with Dubai, you know.
Yeah, it has spoiled us. It has spoiled us.
It has spoiled us in everywhere. I was in Europe. I will not name the country. So my phone was always in my back pocket. Here in Dubai as well, and we do not even care.
But it's not in our... okay, I'll give you an example. It's a funny part of it, actually. I was sitting with one of my clients, ultra high net worth, and we were talking about the pros and cons and etc. And he said that, oh no, I was in this country from the West, and we have this thing, and I don't get this luxury here. And I said, let me tell you something. This word luxury is very subjective. He said, what do you mean? I said, look, for you, eating caviar or dining in a 5-star restaurant every day could be luxury. I said, but me coming from that country, no load shedding, water in my tap is luxury. You know what I mean? So I said that no matter what happens, there is so much population around eastern part of the world, and they are wealthy population, that they're sufficient enough to carry this city, even if the Western population decides otherwise. Some people think that after COVID, the Western population insurge happened. We agree to that. But who was in this market before then?
Yes.
Eastern part. And not the eastern part, the cream of the eastern part. And still we have there. Look at the Indian population. The wealth consolidation on the top 10% of Indian population. If we can only target 1% of that population, We won't have any more homes. We will be run out of space. We will run out of land, sorry. Pakistan, Afghanistan, Jordan, Libya, like Iraq. The cream of these countries have so much money, and where will they go?
I mean, that's a very good point you have raised, because people think that everyone is coming here just to make money as well. But the country's name which you have taken, in those countries, there is a regional problems, political problems, infrastructure problems, economic problems.
True.
So people have got money over there.
Yeah.
They want to live there, but they want to have a second home here.
Yeah.
They want to have a business setup here. They want their families to have a better lifestyle here.
Peace
better
and
education. Security.
Yeah.
So that's why Dubai or Abu Dhabi or this country will always
Stand out.
True. Not just from the ROI perspective or the different other perspective, but this is the regional instability will always help Dubai.
Correct. And that's what I said.
So, the topic was renovation.
Yeah.
So, is there anything which you would like to add from the contract, from this renovation business model?
I would like to share an interesting story. You are mentioning your community again and again. It recently happened with us in that developer and regulator. So you understood setback. Setback is, for the audience to make it simple. So you have a plot.
Yes.
And from the plot, you have to leave set distance before you start building your villa. That distance is for circulation, for utilities and all that. And that distance is non-negotiable. Okay? This is called setback. So if someone is selling plots, you will understand what I refer to. Even on the plot said that, okay, 3 meter setback from here, 5 meter setback from here, etc. We were extending a villa and we submitted the drawings to the developer, approved, went to the regulator. And as I said, my first reference will stay the same. And if you will take it to that model, you will just put it in that equation. We did the design based on the as-built drawings given to us by the developer at the time of handover. And that's my Bible of the property. We submitted, developer approved, regulator approved, we did the work. And once we applied for the final inspection, the inspector came in from the regulator and he rejected our work. And it happened for like 1.5 months.
Okay.
Because it never came to us. It never came to our knowledge. It was on the site supervisor level and all was happening autonomously. But when they rejected it repeatedly, discussed this problem, and they said that we are getting a discrepancy of 30 centimeter, 1 feet. 30 centimeter, 1 feet. So we did the extension as per the approval, but now the setback is consumed 1 feet. I have violated the setback by 1 feet. I need to break my extension or to make the setback same width.
Okay.
We were sitting and how can we do that? And it's not possible. We sat down and I said to my friends, listen, do me a favor. Can you bring the drawings, the as-built drawings, and what is the distance of the boundary wall and the existing villa? Leave the extension, ignore the extension now. We did the measurement and we had a number. So let's say, I don't know the exact number, but let's say 3 meter or let's say 5 meter. Okay. Make it simple. We did 2 meter of extension, which means how much should be left now? 3 meter. Because if the distance is 5 meter, I extended 2 meter, 3 meter approximately. But the distance that was living there was 270.
Okay.
Which means that there was a discrepancy of 1 feet. And I said, okay, go and check on the site. Is the distance exactly on the site? I said, ignore the extension. If it is 2 meter extension, add it. And check if the setback on the site is also 5 meter or no. You know the funny part, we went and we found out the actual setback on the site was 4.7. 30 centimeter less than that. So we were never wrong.
Yeah.
And we found out that the villa is actually 30 centimeter more toward this side, which means that the setback was wrong from day one on the as-built drawings. We were never wrong.
So it can happen. This can happen as well.
Potentially it can happen. This was one outlier case. We went with the owner to the regulator and told him, listen, no problem. I'm going to break my extension. But your drawing saying to me that my setback is 5 meter. Come, break my villa, move my villa 1 feet here. Really, this is what we said to them. And when they saw the case, they looked at the situation, they came back, they did the measurement again, and they gave us approval based on exception.
So it was a one-off case.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen normally.
Interesting. Like, it was
Interesting.
very interesting in us over like over 10 years of experience.
Yes, perfect. So, I mean, I think we have covered almost everything.
Mm.
I mean, there are so many other questions can come, but then this podcast will become 2 hours, 3 hours long podcast.
Yeah,
There are so
yeah.
many things to discuss about the plots, the things which can happen in plots, approvals, the costing, from the contractor perspective, from the design perspective. That is a separate, different case. And what are those communities where we can get a plot?
True.
What makes sense in terms of the investment as well? So there are so many things which we can discuss, but to keep it short for this podcast, we'll keep it until here. But if you want to add something shortly, or if you want to give any advice to the people who are watching, and if you want to get more work, because
Advice.
I've got some loyal audience.
Hire me to sell your villa. I think that's the only advice I will tell them, apart from renovation and all that, because he's portraying me only as a contractor. I'm a broker. I buy, I sell. So don't forget that part. And rest of the value is for you. If you want to reach out to me, I'm sure he will put my link as well in the description.
Sorry.
So you can reach out to me as well. You can go to my Instagram. Actually, I try to create so many valuable videos there. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. I think it was a pleasure seeing you.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you for adding value. So all the contract work will come to me. Then I will share with
Yeah, I'll
you.
give him the referral fee.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for so much for watching. And any questions, you can directly approach him, or you can ask questions in the comment section. So do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much.